really have it.
Number 1. What is your name, please?
My name is Morgan Worthy.
Number 2.
My name is Morgan Worthy.
Number 3.
My name is Morgan Worthy.
All right, panel, your job, of course, is to find out which of these three gentlemen is the real Morgan Worthy. Here is his clear-eyed credo. I, Morgan Worthy, am a psychologist. In this capacity, I've concluded that the color of people's eyes may actually determine how they'll respond in various situations. Basically, it works this way. On the average, people with light eyes, such as Peggy Cass, specialize in behaviors that require a cool, measured, self-paced response. For the most part, and this certainly would include Kitty Carlisle, Larry Blyden, and Gene Rayburn, excel in tasks requiring speed, sensitivity, and immediate reaction to what someone else has just done. Much of my research deals with performance on the athletic field. Now, you take basketball players, for example. Light-eyed players, those who require time, shoot free throws much better than dark-eyed players. In football, light-eyed guys are usually quarterbacks, linebackers, or offensive linemen. Those with dark eyes are usually running backs or defensive backs. Amazingly, what applies to human beings applies to animals as well. Signed, Morgan Worthy. All three men claim to be Morgan Worthy, a psychologist who maintains that eye color may actually be associated with important behavioral differences among both humans and animals. And we start the questioning with true blue Peggy Cass.
Thank you. Number 3, what color eyes do cows have?
Cows?
Yeah.
Brown, I think.
You see, well, that would mean that all cows, excel in tasks requiring speed, sensitivity, and immediate reaction to what someone else has done. Well, they do have that last one.
Yes.
But not to speed and sensitivity.
Oh, go ahead.
Now, number 1, a very good free thrower is Walt Frazier, who has dark eyes. He doesn't have blue eyes. This is just a very general rule of thumb, is it not, Dr. Worthy?
Not exactly a general rule of thumb. We're looking at a group behavior pattern here, and there are exceptions.
But now, number 2, wouldn't it mean that most people who are Italian, African, and of southern climes have dark eyes? So what you're really saying is southern people have this speed and sensitivity, and northern people, like Scandinavians, Irish, and Scotch, have cool, measured, self-paced response?
Well, that's a generalization. Remember
It's not
that.
as much of a generalization as yours, is it?
Well, remember that there's a.
I remember nothing.
Just to clear things up, most cows do suffer from the brown-eyed cold hand syndrome. You want to pick it up from there or let it lay? Your
Yes,
choice.
number 1, do blondes have more fun?
Well, it depends who they're with.
There.
Well, I guess not then. Okay, number 2, how did you start on this line of inquiry, or was it just a sort of a discovery?
Well, I began to notice that, for instance, in football, that quarterbacks seem to have lighter colored eyes than the other players. And then my class, members of my class, who assisted me, began doing some research.
Okay, number 1, what?
That brings us to the flashing dark-eyed Kitty
Thank
Carlisle.
you. Well, Dr. Worthy, whoever you are, I think that's the worst description of Peggy Cass I ever saw. Cool, measured, self-paced response.
Yes, it doesn't fit completely.
Anyway, number 3, what other kind of psychology have you invented aside from this?
Students. There were several graduate students who worked with me.
You mean you got a list of football players, number 3, and check the color of their eyes and then observe their behavior on the field? Is that what you did?
The position played.
Yeah, no. Number 1, what color eyes does Fran Tarkenton have?
He is blue-eyed,
And does he fit your,
very much so.
For each wrong vote, and in case you were all wrong, $500. So, if the votes are in, suppose you show us your vote first, Peggy.
Well, they expected me to vote for number 1 because he's English.
Uh-huh.
But they're not fooling me.
Oh.
English are too smart to spend their time doing things like that.
So?
Now, I was voting for you 2 because you said blue-eyed people know how to wait, and you're right. But there's something about 3, I think he really is a social psychologist, and I voted for him.
1 for number 3. Okay, Larry.
I voted for number 1. he was very witty in his defense of his position, and I think that's a position that requires a certain amount of flexibility in defending.
Okay, 1 and 3. What about you, Kitty?
I voted for number 3. I thought he was a social psychologist.
And the final vote comes from you, Gene.
Well, I voted for number 2, and if he's not the real one, I'm gonna go right up there and punch him in his eyes.
This, brown or blue. This should be interesting. 1 for 1, 1 for 2, and 2 votes for number 3. Will the real Morgan Worthy please stand up? Let's find out a little bit about the 2 imposters who did right. Well, number 1, who are you, please, sir, and what do you do?
My name is Morris Jones. I'm a New Zealander, and I'm promoting New Zealand lamb, that great lamb in America.
Happy to have you here, John. Number 2, what is your name, please, sir, and what do you do?
My name is Fred Silver. I'm a pianist and currently am part of the dual piano team of Silver and DeMeo, performing in the Rainbow Room atop Rockefeller Plaza right here.
Dr. Worthy, at what university do you teach, sir?
Georgia State University in Atlanta.
Now, I understand. I have here, you're involved with a book on this fascinating subject, the book right here. Could you tell us a little bit about it, please, Doctor?
Well, the title of the book is Eye Color, Sex, and Race, Keys to Human and Animal Behavior. Most of the book is about eye color and behavior. I also bring in some sex differences and racial differences as they relate to eye color.
Sounds interesting. Thank you, Morgan Worthy, and imposters for being with us on To Tell the Truth.